thinking next week we get something funkier and dirtier.
Daddy. Hey, one time my wife and I, it's crazy. All right, it may take you a while. It may take you quite a bit of time to find it. But, okay, everyone, Christ, I need some help. Can I have a heart?
Focus up. I'm talking to you, Jenna. Why, Jenna? Because I asked her to take some notes for me today. Let's see if she can stay focused the entire time, because she's also going to be chiming in as she always does. Welcome to episode 99 of the Rubio Method. My name is Chris Rubio. We are live right now on YouTube, Rumble, LinkedIn, Facebook, I believe X as well. You can comment throughout the entire time. This show is going to be a wild one. I don't know if it's going to be 25 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be 40 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be an hour and a half. It's just one of those that we're going to be jumping all over topics. We're not going to do anything political. Just kind of keep it fun. Keep it, we're going to laugh a little bit. So what are we going to cover today? All right. So for everything happens for a reason, I'm going to talk about CNN's Scott Jennings. Now, this is not going to get political. He's got an epic El Salvador rant, and I'm going to chime in because for Randy Chevalier and his kid, who like when I rage. There are winners and losers in life. We're going to talk about names of kids for accept and embrace. We're going to talk about how Gen Z is breaking ground on a new coffee trend. I don't know where they came up with this, but it's unbelievable. For the working hard is not enough section, we're going to talk about the first female quote unquote astronauts invading space. It's absolutely unbelievable. Just an epic thing that has happened. And finally, in confidence is the key. I've got a new accessory that I'm taking with me everywhere. No, it's Jenna. Calm down. It's not my man bag or my merce or my satchel, as you pointed out last time, and Craig Hammond gave me some crap about that as well. No, it's not that, but we are going to move on and we're going to start the show. All right. There are winners and losers in life. Before I get into this section, I had a funny thing happen to me about probably 3 weeks ago. And I remember writing it down on my phone. I have this little notepad section in my phone that I write down things that I want to talk about. And I totally forgot to say for the last 2 to 3, 4 shows, whatever it was. So I'm at this local restaurant, little Japanese restaurant, going in. Japanese, Chinese? It's a Chinese. Very good restaurant. I'm going in. There were some friends, 34 and my little buddy were there. I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, do what I got to do. Now tell me if you think this is a little odd. I walk in and it's a smaller bathroom. So you've got the sink, the urinal, toilet. Toilet's obviously got a stall door, all that good stuff. The stall door, it's a little older. So there's, let's say there's separation, probably about as big as my 2 fingers wide. There's separation. I walk in, glance to my right. I can see the separation of the door. It's shut. Some dude is looking right at me, doing his business within the stall, makes eye contact with me. So this is as odd as could be. And he just says, hello. Now, I don't know how you respond to something like that, but I just went, like, I'm not going to get into a full conversation with this guy's, taking the Browns at the Super Bowl. So I don't know what you do at this one. So I just did my business, washed my hands, and got the hell out of there. And that's the story that I wanted to start with, because I don't know if you guys want to comment on what you would do. To me, it was just an odd situation. I don't think there's no real winners in that situation. I don't know if he was just looking to be friendly, or he just happened to look up at the exact time that I walked in and we caught eyes and there was that moment. I don't know. All I know, it was very, very bizarre. What's not bizarre is that we've got to talk about Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is a host on CNN. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, CNN is obviously very, very left wing. It's on the far left as Fox is on the right, we'll say. And for some reason, every night they have this guy named Scott Jennings on, and Scott let's say he brings the more conservative point of view. And they have this like round table show, and he's getting clips after clips after clips because he just bombards them with facts / just information of, oh, they're saying you can't do this, Trump can't do that. And he goes, well, actually, if you look, you can do that. Here's the reason why. And he's very calm. He's usually ganged up on 5-on-1, 4-on-1, 6-on-1. And he just sits there, and he's just this little blonde dude, and he just kind of fires back. So they were talking about these El Salvador prisons, because their president, Bukele, I think his name is, he's been saying, hey, El Trumpo, you pay us, we'll take your worst criminals and we'll put them in our prison system. But you got to pay us. And he says, okay. El Chapo says, how much? And he says, like $6 million. And you're thinking, whoa, $6 million, that's a lot. For us, putting that many criminals in prison, not a lot of money, because you got to do it for so long. Our prisons are a little expensive. $6 million for El Salvador is like gazillions. So it's a great deal for everyone. Now, their prison systems, I've talked about them on the show before. This is the dude where they had like a 94% crime rate, where it was like the murder capital of the world. And in the past year, it's gone down to, I think, 1%, because anyone that was dealing drugs, a gang member, criminal, whatsoever, he just said, everyone's going to prison. And they don't have an OSHA there. Okay, so they're not following regulations. Instead of like 2 people in a cell, let's say the size of this room, they're putting like 12. They're putting everyone just in boxers, I think, just, undershirts basically, and that's it. They shave their head. They treat them exactly like animals. Jenna, do you have a picture of the prison so you can see right now? I mean, yeah, this is what it looks like. These are not happy people, and these are not the cream of crop society-wise. And so Scott Jennings said, hey, they were having like actually a funny type of statement and said, he's like, I've got some things right now. And Jenna, you can chime in on this, where he says, if you do this, straight to El Salvador, straight to the prisons. I don't care what it is. And he kind of goes off in a joking manner. So Jenna, play the Scott Jennings video so we can see exactly what he thinks should take you to El Salvador's prisons.
More than 15 seconds at the coffee creamer bar at the coffee shop, straight to El Salvador. 2 or more walking side by side on a sidewalk, you're gone, El Salvador. Recline your seat on an airplane, El Salvador. Disney adults, you're going to. And finally, pronouns in your email signature. Out of here.
I'm for all those. 2 people walking side by side on a sidewalk, you're gone immediately, especially if it's a smaller sidewalk. Reclining in an airplane, 1,000% gone. Sorry, Randy, of the ride with Randy and Chevy tonight. I think they're at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. He's a big recliner. He's gone. He's 100%. You're El Salvador. You're done. Especially if in first class, maybe I would allow it. If you are the last seat of first class, and then it's exit row, you're allowed to do that, because the next seat is like 8 feet behind you. There's no one you're not going to affect anyone unless Yao Ming's sitting behind you or something like that. What was the other one? Coffee creamer. If you're at like a 7-Eleven, I don't know if Jenna, you have those 7-Elevens where you put your sweet and low and all that stuff. I would give them more than 15 seconds, simply because a lot of times not everything's convenient, where there's sweet and low or trivia or whatever the hell, Splenda, and then the creamers could be over here, then the stirs, and you got to do the little condom for your coffee cup so your hands don't get burnt, and then the lid. I would give you about 25 seconds on that, but if it's more than that, you're gone. Disney adults, yeah, that's a little weird. If you're going with kids, I'm okay with it, but Disney as an adult, I've always thought that was a little weird, because even as an adult, when I had kids that were Disney age, I thought it was a damn nightmare. First of all, it's $37 billion to walk in. You buy a churro, it's another $150. You buy a diet soda, it's another $180. So yeah, I'm out. And then pronouns and signature, yeah, that one's just, I'm out 100%. So Jenna, you can chime in on this one as well. Here's mine. I'm just adding to his list. Number 1, and I've already talked about this, voice texting. I hate to bring up Randy again, but he's a famous voice texter, but I will let him slide, because he does not go back and fix his mistakes with his thumbs and or fingers. Voice texting should be banned unless you're going to own it and just know that you stink at it, but you're not allowed to voice text in a public setting and or a car with other human beings. So if you're a voice texter, boom, El Salvador. Whistling in public. I said this, I think, last week. If you're a whistler in public, where you're just a happy-go-lucky guy and you start whistling in public, you're gone. Like I said last time as well, humming in public. If you're a hummer, okay, one who hums, Jenna, get your mind out of the gutter, you're gone as well. Very, very simple. I've got 2 hours that I could talk about things at the airport, people that line up at the front of the gate, people that don't know the numerical system. If you're seat number 78 and you're at number 1 and you're looking up like this the entire time, you're gone. You get one shot, boom, you're out of there. People that recline, gone. We've already talked about that. People that take off their shoes, gone. People that bring in extra food. I don't mind extra food. Okay, you can bring in extra food, but if you're bringing in like things that stink, like I had someone who brought in like this, what was it? It was some Japanese food, but holy hell, it stunk up the whole damn place. Like, you're out. You can bring in a pizza because that smells good. But if you're bringing in something that smells like feet, you're out. You're gone. El Salvador. Another one. People with good metabolism. Don't like them because I don't have it. So if you can eat anything that you want and you start losing weight, you're gone. That's my rule. Because right now, me talking about this segment, I'm probably going to gain 2 pounds. So those people, gone. People that smack their gum, gone. People that chew with their mouth open, either at dinner and or gum, gone. El Salvador. Speakerphone in public, gone. Not just texting. I'm just talking. You're on speakerphone. Okay. Everyone's got headphones now. You can buy them anywhere for like $10. You don't have to get the iPod, whatever's. Okay. You're gone. FaceTime in public, immediately gone. I mean, I'm not even letting you hang up the phone or the phone FaceTime call, whatever it is. You're gone. You're going to El Salvador immediately. The FaceTime one is almost to the point where even if you had headphones on, you might go to El Salvador prison because of me, because I don't want to see the other person's face, especially because unless you're in a corner at an airport, there's always places where you can go to certain areas. You're gone. Oh, this is a big one. If you're out on a date and you're sitting on the same side of the booth with someone you are with, you're gone. You need to be sitting across from them. Okay. Unless you're sitting with another couple. If you're sitting with another couple, obviously you sit next to your significant other, your husband, your wife, your date, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care. Then you're allowed to sit next to them. But if it's just you two going to Applebee's or Chili's, you're not sitting on the same side of the booth. You're a dork if you do that. This is a good one. People who can't hear or see and they don't fix it. Now, what I mean by that is this. For some reason in Idaho, there's a lot of people that can't hear. And let's just say I have some relatives that have the same issue where they can't hear. And so the person that's with them has to literally start yelling as loud as they can, or they can't hear it. Or here, what they do is they don't even care that you yell. You just have to look at them so they can understand the words that they look at your mouth, basically. All right. Now, what I'm saying by this is, if you can't fix this, like if you can't get hearing aids because you just don't want to, because you're too vain, El Salvador, you're gone. I understand that hearing aids are expensive, but it's one of those things. Let's spend the money. They make them so small now that no one even gives two crap. And even if it's got a damn antenna, like an 80s cell phone, I don't care. Everyone knows you can't hear. So if you got something in your ear or not, just put it on so people can hear. And no one wants to get laryngitis from yelling at you because you can't hear us. Okay. People who can't see. Now, this one is for all my friends that are getting older who need readers. And thankfully, I don't need readers yet. But I'm telling you right now, if I do, and I've already made this very public statement to all my friends and family, as soon as I need readers, I'm getting the Clickets. I think that's what they're called. Jenna, I have a video of these. Can you show the video of these glasses? Fantastic. I don't even care if Jenna says I'm a dork for wearing those. I would 100% rock those because the convenience, because you have no idea how annoying it is when someone's like, I need my glasses. They can't find their glasses. I left them in the car, blah, blah, blah. Just get the Clickets. I don't understand. I mean, as a chick, I get it. Okay. Because you pull the thing up, it's got a little harness around your head. I could see that messing up a chick's hair. But as a dude, you're fine. You 100% need the Clickets. And I don't think they're overly expensive, but just like click it. They got a little magnet there. Boom, you need them. Put them on. Boom, you take them off. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know when I'm going to get these, but I will get them. And I don't care if I look like a dork. Jenna says it doesn't bother me. You do you. I agree. Okay, Jenna says people bother her with dirty glasses. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, you got to clean those things. Jenna says she's a gum bubble popper. Well, I'm not traveling with you anywhere. Here's another one that I thought you immediately sent to El Salvador. If you're rocking the Abe Lincoln beard, like no one looks good in that beard besides Abe Lincoln. Like he did it. That's over. It's done. There's no one else that can do that, can pull it off, because it's just not a good look unless it's like 1600s or wherever he was, what year he's from. I can't remember, but that's terrible. Also, and I don't think anyone does it, but if you did, you're gone. If you do the Hitler stash, which if you wanted the Hitler stash, like Hitler really screwed that up for you, because it's number one, it's not a good looking stash. Number two, the guy's had a bad run. So yeah, and everyone hates him, and deservedly so. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Jenna says because of the stupid latest mustache that it isn't. Well, mustaches are phenomenal, Jenna, if you can grow one. If you can't grow a mustache, don't grow a mustache. It's another one. If you can't grow a mustache and you try to grow a mustache, El Salvador. Same thing with a beard. If you can't grow a beard and you're trying to grow a beard, El Salvador. If it looks like patchy, and no, either you grow a good beard or you're out. Okay, it's very simple. I don't know what to tell you. This one's hard. I'm sorry. Older people driving, and I know I'm getting up there in age, but if you're say 60s to 50, I'm going to say 65 to 70, right around there. I'm going to get yelled at on this one. I feel like you should have to take another driving test, even if it's like a 5-second test, just 5 minutes. Like, get the keys in the car, go through the parking lot. Let's see if you run over any kids. Okay, let's see if you could navigate where a parking spot is, where a curb is. Do you know what the speed limit is? Because I've driven with a lot of old people, and I got to be honest, it's frightening. I would rather take the guy that I had last week in Vegas, where he did the belly turn. I think I'd rather have that guy because he was like 28. Even though he was a quarter ton, I think I'd rather have that guy than 80-year-old who doesn't know what's going on. Their reaction time is just not there. You can't tell me it is. Them, El Salvador, they're gone. And the last one I have right now, people who sneeze excessively. Now, what I mean by this is, I get it. You sniff some pepper, something goes up your nose, there's pollen, whatever. You're allowed to sneeze. I'm not sending you El Salvador for one sneeze. Not even two. Okay, not even three. I'm going to get to that one in a second. Have you ever ridden in a driverless Uber? No. I would love to, though. I think it'd be fantastic. Back to me, though. If you get to 3 sneezes, you're borderline El Salvador. If you hit 4, you're gone. Because I've been around many people that they take like 15, 16 sneezes in a row. If you know you're that person, because I've known people, I knew this one lady who would sneeze every single time. 13 times. Like, if once she started, it was 13 times, and then it was stopped. So something's wrong with her DNA. She's gone. She's in El Salvador. Jenna says she's a 10 sneezer. You're gone. You're going to El Salvador. 100%. Because unless, so Jenna knows she is El Salvador after 3 sneezes. If she sits 1 sneeze, 2 sneezes, and she knows it's going to go double digits, she runs to the other room because no one wants to hear her do 10 sneezes. No one needs to hear double-digit sneezes. Gone, El Salvador. Immediately. So that's my list. Jenna's cussing me out right then. If you keep them in, you'll fart. No, Jenna, I'm not saying you have to keep it in. I'm saying you got to get the hell out of the room. No one wants to hear your baker's dozen of sneezes. Get out. So that you people that sneeze excessively, El Salvador, you're gone. Very, very simple. If you have any that you'd like to add, feel free to add them. Jenna, let's move on. I'm done ridiculing people. There are winners and losers in life. All right. One of the most important things, as you guys know, I run a lot of camps for football and introduce myself. I talk to the kids, and a lot of them have unique names, which is fantastic. I'm all for unique names. One of the most important things you do as a parent, usually it happens before your child is born, and that is you have to name your kid. If it's a dude, it's a dude name. If it's a girl name. But now there's a lot of not ambidextrous name, but let's say unisex names. Like, I guess I have a good friend named Samantha. You could call her Sam. That would be one. Leslie used to be a unisex name. I don't think it is as much as more. There's a whole bunch that lean both ways. Christopher, myself, you can go Christina, Chrissy, things like that. There's a couple names that I can't stand just because I don't ever know where they're at. And that's where I usually come up with nicknames. I hate to do this to you, 34. Brandon is fine. Brendan, which he's not a Brendan. I think, yeah, he's Brandon. Okay. That bothers me because I never know if I'm going Brandon or Brendan. Kirsten, Kristen. I think that's another one where I get tripped up. And I think the reason why I'm so into names is because when I grew up in the 80s, everyone's name for some reason was Christopher or Brandon. And to me, those are both, they're good names, but I remember being in class and we'd have like 7 Christophers and 6 Brandons. And that was the way they were. Now, I was just talking to someone this week about it. If you're ever a teacher or married to a teacher, you have this weird thing on names where you teach for X amount of years. Say you teach for 10 years. And say each year you teach 180 students. Okay, so now we're up to over 1,000 students. That means essentially, let's say 700 names because you're going to have some double and triple ups. There's going to be certain kid in your class or classes or kids that could be, let's say, named Travis. And Travis is just a jackass. guess what? From this point on, you're going to hate the name Travis. And you think, Rubio, that's so rude. You're a liar. I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% correct on this. Trust me, I know. I was a teacher. So you get one kid who rubs you the wrong way and say his name is Travis. All of a sudden, that Travis name is dead to you. It might as well be Satan. Okay, because you just can't name your kid that. And don't get me wrong, I understand this, and I try to choose more unique names for my own kids. My oldest is obviously Cruz, C-R-U-Z. I actually saw it at a cemetery before he was born, and I said, hey, if I have a kid, I'm going to name him Cruz. I think it's a strong name. On that note, it runs into trouble because everyone always says Bruce. No, Cruz. And so now what I do, every time I say a name, I usually spell it Cruz, C-R-U-Z. And I have to do this with my wife, Jolie, as well, because everyone says Julie. And I go, no, Jolie, J-O-L-I-E, because everyone misplaces it. Same thing with my middle kid, Alec. Okay, not a fan of that because everyone always says Alex. On that note, I call him Ritz, so there's no controversy. And then even my youngest, Damon, D-A-M-O-N, just habit, I spell it. Everyone thinks it's Damien. Now, isn't there like a horror movie where Damien or Demian is like Satan? So that's out. And I actually wanted to name him Damiano, which is Jolie's maiden name, but she didn't go for that. So we settled on Damon, which is a strong name, but I understand the issue. So going back to naming your kids, if you're going to do, number one, spell it correctly. No one wants to see a Chris that's K-R-S. Okay. Or a John that's G-H, 3 O's, an H and an N. You're not unique. You're a moron. Okay. Because you're going to set your kid up for miserableness. Okay. Forever. Jenna says, yeah. Or Jamie, J-A-Y-M-E. Exactly. Okay. That's one of those where they're never going to get the little license plate in when you go on trips and all that stuff at Disneyland with your kids, not as an adult. You're never going to get that because you're going to ask your kid to be correcting them forever. Okay. Sandlot style, forever. We don't want that. If there is a significance to a name, and I'm all for this. Okay. So your significance for your name, it's one of those things that you need to tell your kid right off the bat. So if my kid was named Damiano, I would say, hey, as soon as he was old enough, not pissing and crapping on himself and not drooling on himself, I'd say, Damiano, your name is Damiano because of blank. And I would explain it. You'd be shocked at how many kids I talk to where their name is Frankfurter, or just I'm throwing out a wild name here. And I'll say, dude, why is your name Frankfurter? I don't know. And I'll say, you're 17 years old. You've never asked why your name is Frankfurter? No. And they'll usually look to mom or dad and say, why is your name Frankfurter? Oh, because your Uncle John Frankfurter was the first person to make a Model T Ford in Detroit. It's a great little story. Okay. That's one of those things that you should know. So there are winners and losers in life. Name your kids properly. Unless you have a really good story, name them properly. You can make them unique. Just don't make them sound very bizarre. And spell them correctly for the love of God. Let's move on. Oh, Jenna says, don't hyphenate them as well. Well, I think you have to do that on last names if the wife is keeping it or like it's a step parent. I don't know the rules in that. I'm not a name police. Oh, you're saying like Jenna Lee. Oh, yeah, I get that. Okay, Jenna, I get your point on that one. Accept and embrace. Holy hell, Gen Z has done it. They've made the invention of a lifetime. I don't know how they do it. For Gen Z, for those that don't know, Gen Z was born in 1997 through 2012. So Jenna, do the math for me. 1977 through 2012. It's basically your 20s, young 20s, right around there, maybe even a little younger. They have discovered a new way to combat insane Java prices with their new home cafe trend. This is an actual story in the New York Post. Gen Z coffee lovers discover new way to combat insane Java prices with a new quote unquote home cafe trend. So you know what their new home cafe trend is? Making coffee at home. They did a full article on this, and you can go on TikTok and look up like Gen Z home cafe trends. I was looking it up today going for videos. I was going to give some to Jenna, and I couldn't do it because I was going to throw my phone from the stupidity of it all. Like, you're telling me you just figured out that you can make coffee at home and save $7, $8, $9, $10 a pop? You can't be this dumb. I mean, I know you're younger. God love you. You're doing your best, but there's no way that this is new to you. And I guess they're setting up these little boutiques in their kitchen where they're inviting friends over, and they put up, you know, a muffin or a croissant, and they each make a cup of coffee. Yeah, man, this is not a hard concept. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for a nice, good cup of coffee. That's fantastic. Do I want to sit in line? Because we have those little coffee stands here. I don't know, Canada, do they have those? They're all over Idaho, Lewiston, and you drive through, and people, they'll sit, I swear to God, 40 minutes in these lines to get a hot vanilla latte or Americano or something caramelly or something. But I don't get it. Like, in that time, you could have literally gone to Target or Walmart, bought the damn espresso machine, and made it yourself at home for a seventh of the price. Because these things are like $7-8 a pop. If you get all the extra add-ins, you're looking at $12-15. And coffee doesn't last long. If you get a large, which I'm not going to say venti, I refuse to do that. If you say a large, that's lasts you maybe 30 minutes. Okay, because it's going to get cold unless you're and if you drink a cold coffee like that, it's going to last you 10 seconds because it's so refreshing. It just goes down real quick. Yeah, Jenna says, I went back to making a pot of because the pods were costing too much. Yeah, I get it. Pot of coffee, very cheap. And it's, I mean, if you're drinking that much coffee, yeah, if you're going through like say 5 or 6 pods a day, Jesus, that's going to get really expensive. Even if you do all your pod shopping at Costco, that's still a lot. So it's one of those. They're saving, quote unquote, up to $7 minimum with each cup. No kidding. You absolute morons. How did you not know this? I don't understand how this is even an issue. What were you thinking? Or what were you not thinking? So don't think you're groundbreaking. And I highly recommend that you do not go on TikTok and look up like Gen Z coffee, home cafe trends or things like that. And you'll see literally them making their own coffee and like wanting a pat on the back, like, oh my God. Look what I've discovered. You can make coffee at home. Oh my, you can make iced coffee too. You just get ice and then you put coffee on it. And oh my God, it's unbelievable. So it's one of those things that, way to go, Gen Z. You really, you stepped out on that ledge and you fly, Eagles fly. You guys are just unbelievable. I have to get off this story before I start throwing things. Working hard is not enough. Unbelievable thing happened yesterday. Blue Origin's NS-31 mission launched yesterday. If you don't know what Blue Origin is, it's this basically space company founded by, what's the guy's name? Jeff Bezos, the Amazon guy. Okay, Foja, you spend that much money every single time. Oh, and Foja, by the way, Tracy Foja is the mom who made the, I guess you could call it the Last Supper amount of food because there was so much food. They sent me videos from yesterday's feast as well. They only sent me one video, but they sent me pictures. We're going to have a segment where they just come on either every week and or every other week, because if they're going to keep up this pace and tempo of this much food every Sunday, my mouth is watering. We're going to have the Foja family, maybe the chef that's not a chef. I don't know. Because she's got a great Instagram page. Oh hell, I just forgot what it's called. Foja, if you're watching still, put it on her Instagram page where she's cooking. It's like Bored by Food, but it's BOARD, something like that. I can't remember. She's going to put it up there anyway. Or the sister that I don't speak about because she said every Sunday, Rubio, yeah. Or the sister that told me I was going to get basically sex trafficked. So I can't bring her on anymore because she never bored of cooking. Never bored of cooking. BOARD. Never bored of cooking on Instagram. Check that out. Check out the food. Holy hell, is it good? Anyway, so Jenna, yesterday there was a milestone in space exploration as the first all-female crew space flight since 1963. Jenna, can you show the pic of the crew? Okay. Now you're looking at this and you might think to yourself, Rubio, I know some of these people. I feel like I do know some of those people. That's good, Jenna. Okay, so who is on this crew? Number one is Lauren Sanchez. Translation, Jeff Bezos' girlfriend or fiance, I think they are now. So his girlfriend or fiance. Katy Perry, she was in the back. She's a Grammy-nominated pop singer and philanthropist. I don't know what philanthropist means. I think just you think you do good things for people. I don't know. Gayle King, veteran journalist and co-host of CBS Mornings / Oprah's best friend. That's the way everyone knows her. That's how she got her start. Bless her heart. She's Oprah's best friend. And Oprah just kept pushing her as Gayle King. Yeah, Gayle King. Then you've got Aisha Bo, former NASA aerospace engineer and STEM entrepreneur. Okay, so she's got some experience. Then you got Carrie Ann. See, this is one of those words. Carrie Ann, Kerianne Flynn. Film producer known for works focusing on social issues. Okay, so that tells you about her. And then last but not least, Amanda Nguyen, civil rights activist, Nobel Peace Prize nominee, and bioastronautics researcher. Okay, I guess that's some sort of experience. I don't know. So what happened on this thing? The mission reached an altitude of 106 kilometers or 66 miles above Earth, crossing the Kármán line, the recognized boundary of space. So did they go to the moon? No. Did they go to the Mars? No. Did they go to the Milky Way? No. They just went basically 66 miles north. I guess it would be north, yeah. Well, maybe it could be south. From, I think it was Houston area, and they went up to where it basically space is started. That's it. How long did this mission last? 10 minutes and 21 seconds. So from literally lift off to go up, float around, come back down, less than 11 minutes. This was not, mind you, oh, I forgot to mention this. There's no steering wheel in this thing. No one's doing anything. You're just along for the ride. That's it. Everything was remote controlled back by the space station. So these were not, it was not a first female crew of astronauts. No one here is an astronaut. Everyone here is just a traveler. You're just on the journey. Okay. They're no more part of the crew than when last weekend when I was on 5 flights for Delta. I didn't call myself part of the crew. I was just the big brown bald guy that was sitting in the back. Okay. That's all I was. I never once said, woo, hell of it. I can't believe I was part of the crew for this whole mission from O'Hare to Minneapolis to Seattle, Seattle to Lewiston. How did I do it? I'm amazing. And I never took one flight class. Yeah, Jenna says that's shorter than a trip to Walmart. Oh, hell yeah. Even if you started in Walmart at minute 1 and left there, we're not even talking driving time. Yeah. So they're saying that this is, oh my God, the first female crew. Now, mind you, less than 11 minutes. This thing received more footage than when Elon brought home those astronauts that were stranded for 9 months. Like, that should have been kind of a big deal. If I was stranded for 9 months and everyone just gave me a, hey, good job, you're back. Woohoo. I'd be like, hey, man, 9 months. We're talking like 270 days. I don't know if they've got Netflix or YouTube or Hulu up there. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're watching episode 99 of the Rubio Method, but it's one of those things. I don't know what's going on, but these people went up for 11 minutes. And just because Lauren Sanchez is friends with them and her boyfriend happens to be the richest or second richest man in the world, and he has this little thing and says, let's go for a joyride. Okay. But don't call yourself astronauts. Now, this is where it gets very, very funny. I'm going to show you a couple videos. I'm going to try not to be too cringeworthy, but it's hard. This is one of those where I wish I had hair because I would pull it out and throw it right at the camera. Let's show the video of Lauren Sanchez. Jen, I'm going to stop this one a couple times here. So Lauren Sanchez is the first person to get off. It lands in this desert or wherever the hell they are. Bezos is there to open the door, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. Jenna, Lauren Sanchez.
She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys. This is your baby.
Where are my babies?
They're over here.
Okay. Number one, I've gone to the bathroom longer than 11 minutes. And when I did, my wife didn't come out and give me a hug, nor would I expect her to. She went up for 11 minutes, 66 miles up in the air. Yeah, that's I guess a big accomplishment for the little bubble that you're in, but not for you. You weren't pedaling. You weren't outside like Fred Flintstone doing this. Okay. Why? Jenna says she'd be waiting for each person to come out. I'd be running out. Why? It's been 11 minutes. I've been in an elevator longer than 11 minutes. That thing's pretty damn big. You're looking at 15-foot circumference or radius. I don't do numbers like that. I have no idea. So, and then she comes out, where are my babies? Where are my baby? What do you mean? You just saw him. You saw him 12 minutes before. And that's what you're doing. Jenna, go back to that video. We're not done with that because it gets worse. Oh my God. So
Where I have to go there.
Hold on. Where is it, Jenna? I can hear it, but I can't see it. If you can't pull that one up, we can go. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Katie.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Okay, like I said, you didn't pedal it yourself. You didn't drive it. You literally were along for the ride. Unless you do that on every plane ride and or car ride and or train ride, don't do it here. I mean, yes, you got the experience going to space, but now you're just rubbing it in everyone's faces because you really didn't do anything. You just were there for a ride. You don't need to have this facial expression. For those listening on iTunes, Spotify, she's looking like she just saw her child born for the first time. And as he came out, he did 7 backflips and solved algorithms about cancer. Like this is so dumb that it hurts my head. Like I just can't even understand. Jenna, get off this video. I can't watch any more of these people. But I do want to show you. I want to go back to Jenna. Can you put up the Katy Perry landing where what she does when she comes out? It's the next video.
Katie. Woo!
She gets out. She holds up, I think it was a daisy to the sky. Then she gets out, fixes her hair, and kisses the ground. You've been gone for 12 minutes. Okay. I just took a 3-hour and 55-minute flight. I didn't kiss the ground. I don't understand. Like, do you need that attention that much? Like, this is just stupid. Like, I just don't understand what they're doing. And okay. So you're thinking, okay, Rubio, it doesn't get much worse than that. You're a liar, because it does. They start to interview Katy Perry. Now, mind you, you notice that they're not even wearing real spacesuits. It looks like they're going boogie boarding, and they don't have helmets. Obviously, it's all pressurized, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's go to the Katy Perry interview right after. This is, oh my God.
Highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space.
Hold on. I wanted to let it play. I can't. Surrender to the unknown. Did you go into a cave on Mars or Uranus? No, you went up high enough to where we can see. So did you not know about space before? Has she been in a coma her entire life, and the space is just this new word she just heard? Okay, so keep going, Jenna. Oh, Jenna, the video.
It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing.
The training? What training? You sat down. That's training? If that's training, let's just get every person that's paralyzed from the waist down. They'd be great astronauts. They've been training for this for a long time, and I'm not being mean to people that are paralyzed, but holy hell, they're quote unquote stuck in a wheelchair. They've been training as much as you. What did you have to train for? Like, I don't understand. What am I missing here? Well, you trained for what? To sit, and then once you started floating, to make sure that your hair didn't go in your face, to look out the window, to know to look out the window and not look at your feet. Like, what possible training could there be? Oh my God, I got to buckle up. I'm assuming that's training. I don't know. Like, this goes into here, click. Okay, keep going, Jenna.
I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different.
You couldn't recommend this experience more? Well, just kick me in my privates on the way down, because guess what? you can recommend it all you want. Not all of us have friends where their significant other is the third richest man on the planet that gave you a free Uber ride 66 miles north. So I don't understand. You couldn't recommend this enough. Well, no shit. What do I know what it costs, Jenna? I don't know what it costs. Look it up, but it's going to piss me off anymore. Keep going, Jenna.
Tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process, this is up there because what you're doing is you're finding
tools that you've learned in your life from meditation. I've been in the bathroom for longer than 11 minutes. Doesn't mean that I mastered yoga and meditation. It means that I've mastered sitting and looking at my phone. No matter amount of meditation and or yoga would require you to focus this hard as you're sitting down / probably laying down as they're going up for that much. Just, it would have been so much better had you just come out and said, holy shit, that was phenomenal. Thank God for Lauren Sanchez, and more thank God for Bezos, because he's got so much money that he's just blowing it. And I got to see space. Sucks for you guys. Go ahead, Jenna.
and you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey. And then you're
Jesus, you got to trust for yourself, or what? That when you're laying down, you're not going to fall asleep. And then you find the love of yourself. What are you talking about? Like, is she high? Like, I don't understand. Find the trust. You don't know how to lay. You don't know how to sit. Keep going, Jenna.
feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April, you're like, I'm going to space and I'm launching my tour.
Holy Jesus. That last comment was almost worse than all of Katy Perry's. You're such a badass because you're starting your tour and you've got such strong femininity. Now, I'm all for powerful chicks. I get it. But why was I'm a little confused. And Jenna, you seem to be a very proud woman. Why is this a show of femininity? Like, how did this make women look stronger? I'm not joking. Like, I seriously want to know, because I don't get it. Like, what did they do? Did they build that rocket? No. Did they control it? No. Did they fly it? No. Did they land it? No. Did they pay for it? No. I mean, yeah. Jenna says, know the right people in the right time. Yeah, that's literally what they did. So if I'm a feminist, I'm a little pissed at these people. Like, say, don't throw me into this. I can't. I'm not part of this feminine movement, because and if there's a feminist watching and you're like, no, Rubio, you're actually wrong on this one. This is a great feminine movement, because please let me know, because I'm not seeing it. Okay, I don't know. I think Karita said so ridiculous. I think that was a quick comment that Jenna put up. I'm not exactly sure, kind of blurred behind it. But yeah, to me, that was, yeah. Oh my gosh, ridiculous with the slap the face. Okay. So yeah, that was really bad. Really bad. And like, I feel dumber for watching it. I apologize for everyone on Rumble, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, iTunes, and Spotify for watching that as well. And if you want to cuss me out, you can email Rubio@therubiomethod.com. Let's move on. I got to get off that one. Confidence is the key. I actually got yelled at last week for not talking about my new accessory, because by Karita, the person that was just watching right now. Now, Jenna, I know you're going to yell about this one, so I don't even care. I don't even know if they have these in Canada. Maybe they do. I'm on a plane, as I do a lot, and I see this older guy. He's probably 70, maybe even 80, but the dude's put together. He's sharp. He's one of those dudes that travels, dresses up, looks sharp. He's got a nice little suitcase with him. It's not his first rodeo. He's got his hair combed. He's got his glasses. They're clean, Jenna. He's put together. He's got his hair combed. Like I said, he's got a nice haircut. And then I see him out of his back pocket pull out a handkerchief. And I go, whoa. And this handkerchief was like silky. He was across the aisle from me, so I didn't really check it out too much. And I didn't want him to think I was stalking him. Had his initials on it, silky, very chic. And I thought to myself, damn, that's awesome. I need to get a handkerchief. And then I thought to myself, where the hell do you get a handkerchief? Like, I actually talked to some people about it. I go, where do you get a handkerchief? because I don't know where you go to get one. I would think Nordstrom's. I don't know if you guys have Nordstrom's out in Canada, Jenna. It's just like a Macy's. I don't know if you have Macy's. It's like a shopping mall for dudes and chicks, but it's one of those where Nordstrom's is a little higher up. I would assume wherever you get suits, you can get a handkerchief. And so, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not really chic enough to pull off the hanky thing, because 9 times out of 10, I'm definitely not wearing slacks and or a nice jacket. Okay. I'm usually wearing a sweatshirt, maybe jeans if I dress up. Okay. Most likely athletic shorts and or athletic sweats. That's what I'm wearing. So then I thought, what could I do? Because I want to be that guy that has one of these, because it, number one, it kind of looks cool. Number two, very resourceful. If you're a dude who eats fast like me, you're making messes. And a lot of times you're a dude, so you forget to get a napkin. No worries. Rubio's got a handkerchief. So what I did was, someone said, hey, why don't you get on Amazon? Of course, Amazon goes, get some bandanas. I go, I'm not going to wear a bandana, dude. He goes, no. You just fold it up, put it in your pocket. Boom, handkerchief. So I go to Amazon and Jenna, given, yes, I got gold or yellow. Sporting one of these at all times right now. You can get 12 for like $7. Absolutely phenomenal. If I get a little oil in my head, boom, like this. When I was in Vegas, my little buddy, she needed it. I can't remember. Oh, her eyes kept watering for some reason. She, can I borrow your handkerchief, Rubio? You know who has one? I did. You know who didn't have one? Her husband. Was he jealous? 1,000%. Do I think that he's probably going to end up getting one? 2,000,000%. It's the thing to do. Okay. So Jenna says they have Nordstrom's, and she does like guys with hankies. So I don't know if I'm going to go around saying that I'm carrying a hanky or I'm carrying a bandana, or do I just say it's like you can't just say a cloth, but I think I'm going to say hanky. Is there another good term for it, Jenna? Something that's maybe a little chicer? I don't know, but don't they call it like a square or something if you put it in the jacket? Bottom line, I look very sophisticated, and it's absolutely fantastic. People will mock me. I know. Do I care? No. Like I said, like Jenna said earlier, I do me. So if you need something, if you have a little moisture around your eyes, okay, and I've got 12 of them, so if someone snots in it, that's fine. I can wash it. I've got more. Okay. What the hell? Jenna says another word for hanky is muchoir. Stop speaking French, Jenna. Mouchoir. Muchoir. Of course it's French. I have no idea what that means, Jenna. Is there English words that mean something? And don't worry, I did check like Urban Dictionary. Like if I'm having a yellow bandana in my pocket, does that mean I'm some sort of gang member? It does not. So even more so. So thank God I've got this little glossy right now. Everything looks good. Let's move on. The bottom line for all you new watchers and listeners of the Rubio method, the bottom line is all the stuff that you should have learned without even realizing you learned it. Number one, your decisions have consequences. Your decisions have consequences. This goes back to the names and all those good things. So that's a real easy one. Your decision has consequences. If you're going to give your kid a wacky name, they're going to have that wacky name for their entire life unless they switch it. Number two, going for a ride doesn't make you a hero, so don't act like one. Next time you're going on a road trip, don't raise your hand and cheer to the wind because you went for that ride, unless you were driving and or pedaling it like Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. Just get out, thank the driver, get him a Diet Coke, and let's move on here. Number three, you do you. You do you. Just like Jenna said, just like I said, you do you. If you want to start rolling around with a handkerchief or a muchoir, I don't have a tissue. Yeah, the tissues. Yeah, but tissues kind of think Kleenex. You do you. That's all I got to say. Jenna, this was another fantastic show. I want to thank everyone that commented. We'll definitely try to get the Fogias on, possibly next Tuesday or Wednesday, see what kind of food they're cooking up this Sunday. They are unbelievable. I want to thank Jenna in the back. Thank everyone that commented on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X. It's to be on iTunes and Spotify within the next 24 hours. This is episode 99. Also want to thank our sponsors, Artbeat and One Shot Charlie's. One Shots is open. Artbeats is open, and both of them do great stuff online as well. On that note, Jenna, I'm out.
Thanks for watching the Rubio Method. Be sure to spread the word And don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Twitter, LinkedIn, and